YouTube, it's your boy Fisher Ken, Hook City TV, and I'm here with another one for y'all, man. Hey, I wanted to be informative real quick. I was in Academy and I started thinking about the best crappie baits to buy if you're near an Academy. And I know there's a lot of places to buy baits. Today we're going to be talking about what's in Academy that can get you big, guys. These are going to be the jigs that I use. We're going to be talking about Bobby Garland. We're going to be talking about Mr. Crappie. We might even look into some big bite baits. And then last but not least, we're going to talk about Zoom. And I know you're probably thinking Zoom is a bass deal, which it is. But there are some things that you can find for crappie. Let's get into it. Guys, the beauty of coming to Academy is that you have right at your fingertips colors that you can see, baits you can hold. You have different brands, you have different sizes, you have different colors, and you have different body styles. You know, you have creature baits, minnow baits, things like that. So I like to break it down. We're going to keep it in the simplest form because you have a sea of baits, guys. I'm not a fan of all of Mr. Crappie stuff, but his baits I do support. I do believe that they're a little bit tougher than a lot of the mega producers of baits, especially if you're not supporting any of your local shops. But we're gonna get into these Strike Kings. Me personally, man, I believe that you need to have a good mixture of baits in your tackle box, guys, from colors to size, like I say, to body styles, especially when you're talking about fishing in dark water, fishing in clear water, maybe even fishing at night. All those kind of things you want to think about. If you have a finicky bite, then you might want something with a little more movement, and all that stuff matters, guys. So what I would do if I'm starting from scratch, if I have zero in my tackle box, I would start with something black and chartreuse. All right, so here we are, Mr. Crappie. This is the Tuxedo Black Crappie Thunder by Mr. Crappie. That right there, that's black and chartreuse. Now, black and chartreuse you're going to hear is a main color. I would also go with the white and chartreuse. White and chartreuse is always a great color as well. And notice that this again is the Crappie Thunder. If you look, there's a lot of little tails, so that's going to give you a lot of movement. Another great color, let me see if I can find it, is Monkey Milk and chartreuse. Monkey Milk is a really good color. So it's more of a natural color. What it is like a clear laminate with blue specks in it, guys. Same thing with the Crappie Thunder tail, and this is 1.75 inches long, so almost a 2-inch bait right there. I would give me a couple of those, man. Black and chartreuse, white and chartreuse, Monkey Milk and chartreuse. Those are 3 really good colors that I would add to my box. Again, we're talking about adding variety. And another one that I really love, this is one that I've gone to a lot of times, guys. This is your refrigerator white. That's the way Mr. Crappie says it. Refrigerator white and chartreuse, of course. And this is the Joker. So the Joker is almost like the Joker's hat. And it has those 3 tails. But what makes this thing cool is that it has the little balls on the end. That allows it to move a little more freely. And again, you can find that in black and chartreuse and white and chartreuse. Those are 2 colors that I keep on hand at all times in my tackle box. Let's put that one back. You'll hear a lot of people talk about, let's see what else we got here. I'll go into swim tails, guys. The other day I did use swim tails as well. We were fishing in fairly clear water, and I did use a swim tail bait. And I'm gonna show you what I'm calling a swim tail. I'm calling it a swim tail. Mr. Crappie calls it Slabalicious. And again, that's just one solid tail with a lot of movement. It's real heavy at the end, and it allows that tail to really move, especially if you're pitching a jig. You get a lot of movement, a lot of action, a lot of natural movement out of that jig. So again, we're sticking with the black and chartreuse, white and chartreuse still, but I'm just showing you the different types. Another one of my favorites It's the slap slanger. It's another one of my go-tos, man. Again, it's just a different presentation when those fish get slow and they don't want to bite the same thing anymore. That slap slanger is a really good one. Orange. You hear a lot of people talk about pink, but here recently I've been using a lot of orange too. I know y'all are familiar with that candy corn by Billy Morgan. And here's a slap slanger with the orange and the yellow. That's what I use, man. I really like these. And again, you want to have some type of orange in your bag. That's not the main orange I use. I'm gonna get to that right now. We're gonna go back to these jokers. I go back to these jokers, and this is the Cajun Cricket in Joker. Really good bait, man. Really good bait, especially in muddy water. It's a really good muddy water bait, guys. So as far as orange goes, I want to stick with that Cajun Cricket, or just the plain old orange, something really bright. And then again, we're talking about pink. Now, one of the most popular pink colors, I'm going to switch over to another body style I haven't showed you guys, which is the shad pole. That shad pole is another good one. It actually has the shad body to it with the heavy tail on the back, so you do still get your movement. And this is called electric chicken. You hear a lot of people talking about electric chicken when they're talking about crappie fish. And if you hear them say electric chicken, they're talking about a pink and chartreuse jig. I tell you what, man, there's a lot of colors, guys. Don't be afraid to use anything. Don't be afraid to use try any color. But monkey milk, electric chicken, the black and chartreuse, the white and chartreuse, and the Cajun Cricket. Those are really good colors, guys. Those are my staple colors. Those are the ones that I always have at all times on deck. So y'all make sure y'all get those in your box. Again, I like the Strike Kings because they're made a little more heavy. The Bobby Garlands tend to be one-hitter quitters, guys. I get those Bobby Garlands, and if I don't lure them, one hit and they're done. So I always go towards the Mr. Crappie baits. I'm gonna slide over one more time for y'all and take y'all to Panfish Assassin. I tell you, man, you cannot forget about Panfish Assassin. They are really one of the ones that first started this stuff. Before I saw any Mr. Crappie baits, any Bobby Garland baits, I was looking at Panfish Assassins. They were one of the first ones to come out with plastic jigs. And there's the same thing. I'll use a black and chartreuse. It's actually a little bit smaller profile, really tough jig. I will use that black and chartreuse. Let's see what else they have readily available. I don't believe they have what they call a monkey milk, and another color that works really well for me. We call it blue ice. For Panfish Assassin, he calls it a crystal shad. And what it is, again, is a laminate with a little silver, blue, and black flake in it. That is a really good color for crappie fishing, especially in clearer waters. That's a real good one. Let's see, what else do they have in Panfish Assassins? I like this color. I've done really well with it. This is just called black shad. It's a very natural color. It actually works well in dark water as well, so y'all make sure y'all check him out. See, we showed the black and chartreuse. They do have white and chartreuse. They have all chartreuse. Let's see. Now this is his version of monkey milk, and this is in a curly tail color. I mean, in a curly tail body style, and he calls it Violet Moon. But it's just like the monkey milk, guys. Works really well. So I hope I'm giving y'all, kind of a breakdown of what works well. Don't overthink it. Just be willing to try different things, man. I'm gonna take y'all over to one of my favorites, guys, that a lot of people don't use, but I know some people will know about it, and we're gonna go over here to the bass section. All right, so going over here into the bass section, guys, there's a sea of bass baits, and of course, I am not a bass fisherman. We know that, but I'm gonna stop right here, and when I zoom in, no pun intended, what you'll see here is the tiny fluke. Better than salt, tiny fluke. Now, guys, this is a 3-inch bait that is a natural color, and they have them here in 3 different colors. They actually have a white, and then they have that really light silver like that as well. Guys, those are really good baits, especially when those fish want something natural. If you're trying to wean yourself off of minnows, this is a great artificial minnow. Great artificial minnow, especially tipped with the nibble. So y'all make sure y'all come over to the bass aisle and get you on some of those tiny flukes. Again, they have the 3 different kinds. Don't be confused, guys, with the super fluke. Now they do have a super fluke that I believe is like a 4 or 5 inch bait. That is not what we're talking about. We want the tiny fluke. So there's your tiny fluke and there's your super fluke. So don't get too confused, but the tiny flukes work really well for crappie, y'all. All right, guys, I found something else just now that I've been looking at for a long time and I never made the purchase and actually used. And this is my little secret. I've never seen anybody talk about these. So in the comment section, guys, if y'all use these, what I'm about to show you, I want to know how well they work, because I am really thinking about buying some right now and making a video on it. So if y'all have ever heard of these Power Bait Realistics, it's a Berkeley product. It's these babies right here. They're real close to the Zoom Tiny Fluke, man, but they look so real. I want to bite that joker, man. They're not the cheapest thing in the world at $4.99 for 8, but man, I sure want to. That thing just looks good. I need to find me some clear water for it, but I think I can do some damage with these, man. What do y'all think? If y'all want to see me use the Berkeley Power Bait Realistics minnow, I guess that is. They say it's great for walleye, crappie, panfish, and bass, which I'm not trying to catch, of course. Y'all let me know, man. Should I get these? Once I drop this video, if I get enough thumbs up in the comment section, I'll go make a video with these Realistics minnows. So y'all let me know, man. For right now, I'm still not gonna do it. I'm not sold on it yet, but we'll check it out. Again, when we're talking about natural baits, when we're talking about the Bobby Garlands, this thread fin shad color, amazing color. A lot of people ask, Ken, what do you use at night? If you were to night fish, what would you use? This would be one of the first colors I picked up. What it is, it has a lot of sparkles and it's a dark bait. There's something about the way that black casts a shadow in the dark. I can't explain it, but the crappie will explain it to you when you hit one. So I would do the thread fin shad and the Bobby Garland, especially if you want to fish at night. And you can get those again in different body styles, guys, but that minnow style or thread fin shad, which is a slimmer profile, it's more of a minnow profile as well. Really good color, guys. Man, I hope I answered a few questions for y'all that might be getting into crappie fishing and just want to figure out what can I grab. I got invited crappie fishing. What should I get? Hope I helped you out a little bit, man. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you have any specific questions, you can always hit me down below, as well as the email address, which is hctv2too@gmail.com. And man, I do the best I can for you, man. Like always, it's your boy Fishing Ken, Hook City TV. I'm about to get up out of Academy before I spend too much money. I'm out here.